Hello everyone, my name is John Nergi, and today I'll be sharing with you how we use Geocortex Essentials to create simple, user-friendly public applications. We also use Geocortex to build highly focused apps and workflows to meet our internal business needs, but today I'm going to focus instead on reining in everything Geocortex can do in order to build highly focused apps that even non-tech savvy audiences can use. Brooklyn Park is a northwest suburb of the Minneapolis-St. Paul Twin Cities in Minnesota. We're a fast-growing, innovative city of personal and professional opportunity. We have one of the most culturally rich areas in the Midwest, with more than 1/5 of our citizens having been born in other countries. Brooklyn Park GIS consists of me and one intern for 6 months of the year. With only 3,000 hours a year to get everything done, Geocortex has been an essential, no pun intended, tool for us along with ArcGIS Online in order to create the content in our public-facing map gallery. In our map gallery, you'll find over 30 interactive maps covering a wide variety of topics. We were honored to receive a Special Achievement in GIS Award at the 2015 Esri User Conference for our efforts to make GIS available openly and intuitively. Our GIS work also contributed to Brooklyn Park being named a Top 10 Digital City by Government Technology, and we've been featured in Esri's ArcWatch and ArcUser publications. The two Geocortex apps in our map gallery that I'll focus on today are Neighborhood Info and Adopt a Hydrant. Neighborhood Info is our flagship public GIS app. It's a one-stop shop for residents, businesses, and real estate agents to get all of the address-specific information they want and need. Instead of following the traditional web GIS route of sharing all of this information in a collection of map layers, we chose to tie all of the information directly to the property. Using this method, we were able to provide over 50 valuable data points in a single, fast and simple address search workflow. When the application first opens, you're presented with a simple splash screen with some basic information. It includes some sample addresses in case the person viewing the app isn't familiar with the area. So to demonstrate, I'll just use one of these sample addresses. You'll see that we do have autocomplete enabled. I'll choose a result and click on Find Address. The app then zooms into that address and returns a search result. Clicking on that search result gives me access to over 50 different data points about that property, including which of our 31 neighborhoods that address is in, contact information for our neighborhood relations specialists, the parcel ID, school district, and schools that property is in the zone for, and the zoning code. For city service information, we have the recycling day, which month utility bills arrive, and which year they can get rid of bulky waste. And although the city doesn't provide natural gas or electricity, we provide information to residents about who they should contact for that information. For more city contacts, we have some public safety contacts, including their code enforcement inspector, crime prevention officer, and rental inspector if it's a rental property. We also have all kinds of information about elections, including what their election district is, their polling place, and all of their elected representatives from the local to the federal level. For recreation information, we list how many nearby parks there are, as well as the closest park, along with other city facilities. And lastly, we also list the responding fire station and the police station that property is associated with. Scrolling back up to the top of the list, you can see that we have many links throughout these search results. While we tried to keep this app as simple and straightforward as possible, we also wanted to make sure we were providing links to more detailed information. As examples, some of these include, on the parcel ID, there's a link to more tax information to get tax info, construction years, ownership information, etc. about the property. Links to the school district website as well. Links to more information about utility billing, recycling, and other city services. Contact information for the various public safety contacts. Links to register to vote, as well as to get directions to your polling place. We offer the opportunity to put all of this interactive information into a single-page report. All you have to do is click Print this report at the bottom of the search results. Now, you can print your neighborhood info and use it if you're a business and need to contact the city. you're a realtor putting together an information packet about a house you're selling, or if you're a new resident and want to put it on your fridge at home for reference as you get to know your new neighborhood. We also offer a mobile version of this application optimized for phones. The search for address workflow is the same. However, when clicking Find Address, we modified the viewer config to use the full screen for search results. This way, the user can use the full phone screen to swipe up and down and read their results. If they would like to see and interact with the map, they still have the option of closing it, panning, zooming, and tapping on the map to get information about that property, but this way, they can get the most information using the full screen as quickly and easily as possible. We've had great results with this app. Since we launched it in April of 2015, an average of over 260 people have viewed the app each month. 20% of them view the app on a mobile device. We've received positive feedback from our residents and real estate agents, telling us how useful it is for them and how easy it was to look up information. Our other public-facing app is called Adopt a Hydrant. It's our crowdsourcing app to get people to adopt their neighborhood hydrant. That means shoveling a clear path to their hydrants when it snows in the winter, which can happen a lot in Minnesota. Since this is a crowdsourcing app, we wanted to make it more fun and interactive than a normal GIS app. In the splash screen, we included a PSA that talks about why adopting a hydrant is so important and helps our firefighters keep our neighborhoods safe. Again, we provide sample addresses so people unfamiliar with the city can try out the app. So I'll just jump in here and use one of our sample addresses again. And when I click on Find Address, it will zoom me to that property. At this point, I can pan and zoom the map and look at which red hydrants are available. Clicking on one of the hydrants opens the map tip and gives the message saying that it's available for adoption. In there is an Adopt Me link, which if I click on, will open up a simple form for people to go in and provide some information, which includes a first name, a last name, a valid email address, and the opportunity to name their hydrant. Once again, just a fun little element. At this point, when I click Adopt, I'll get a message saying that we're going to review the application. This is so that we have a chance to review the information that they have submitted before it goes public. And now you can see that the hydrant is yellow, and when I click on it, I get the message saying that the adoption is currently being approved. In the administrative version of Adopt a Hydrant, a simple startup workflow selects all of the currently pending adoptions and returns them as easy-to-read search results. This makes it easy for the user to review the name, email, and hydrant name that have been submitted. 2 links will run either a reject or approval workflow. If I click on Approve, I get a feedback message letting me know that it's gone through and a link so that I can email the adopter. Clicking Close will requery the dataset so that now only the current pending adoptions are visible. Returning to the public-facing version of Adopt a Hydrant, I can see that the hydrant has now changed to green, which means that it's been adopted. If I click on the map tip, I can see the name of the hydrant and who adopted it, inspiring pride in that neighborhood. If for any reason the adopter doesn't feel that he or she can take care of the hydrant, there's a link to abandon it. In order to do that, all you have to do is confirm your email address, click Abandon, and a guilt-filled message will appear letting you know it's been abandoned and that the hydrant will be lonely without you. It's on the back end that we see the real power of this app. To the user, it's a fun way to get involved in keeping the neighborhood safe and teaching their families about responsibility. To us, it's a way to collect a spatially referenced email list that we can use whenever there's a snowstorm. We can also share the locations of adopted hydrants with our firefighters, who can view them in their trucks when responding to a fire. Knowing where hydrants that our residents are maintaining are located can help save crucial seconds when they arrive on scene, potentially making it possible for them to save a house or even a life. We had great success with this app in the 2015-2016 winter season. Over 1,000 people viewed it, and we more than doubled the number of hydrant adoptions in our city. One other fun thing we did as part of our winter campaign was to run a Dress Up a Hydrant competition. People who adopted their hydrant could dress it up in a costume and submit a photo to City Hall for a costume contest. We have over 3,500 hydrants in Brooklyn Park, but the goal isn't to get 100% of them adopted. Instead, this program is part of our overall community engagement strategy, helping to show people how city government can be fun, empowering, and approachable. Geocortex is incredibly powerful and can let you build a full-blown professional web GIS. However, it's important always to be thinking of your target audience, which is rarely, if ever, other GIS professionals. As such, when we build public-facing applications, we spend nearly as much time taking things out of the Geocortex viewer for HTML5 as we do putting things into it. The goal is to design an app that does one thing really well, versus doing several things in a single app, even though the user may not need them all, therefore preventing the app from being as simple and easy to use as it could be. We do most of the customization in the viewer config. We strip out things that non-GIS savvy audiences probably aren't going to use, or at least don't need in order to use our app. One example of this is removing context menus on search results and feature details. If we've designed our app well, then these should be unnecessary. Other customizations require some simple CSS updates. One of the most basic and most useful changes is to make the feature label in search results blue and underlined so it mimics a hyperlink. It doesn't change the behavior of the search result. The user can still click or tap anywhere in it to open feature details. But using blue underlined text is a signifier that tells the user, if you click here, something will happen. This is a more effective way to communicate functionality than writing a how-to list in the opening splash screen, or including the text, click here for details, in every search result. A lot more goes into building user-friendly apps than I could cover in 15 minutes. Researching existing apps and having early and frequent user interaction are two other big topics. I'm happy to share my experiences with designing public Geocortex apps with anyone who's interested, as well as samples of our workflows, viewer config updates, and so on. If I had to sum up everything in a brief statement, it would be this. If you can't think of a specific reason to have a tool or menu in your app, take it out. And if your app requires the user to click more than 3 times before getting what they want, try to find a better way. There almost always is one. Thanks for watching, and have a great rest of the conference.